My name is Gita, and I'm happy to share this video today with you on this new channel of mine, this QHHT channel. So I'm planning on, making frequent videos, although it's not always possible, as many of you might know. Sometimes you just have a lot of work going on and you just can't check in. So I'm happy that I found some time today to do that. And I thought, talking about some of the very important subjects that come up in QHHT over the next weeks. And the subject I wanted to talk about today is the subconscious or the superconscious mind, that part of our mind that normally is hidden from us and that might come up in a QHHT hypnosis session. And just to talk a little bit about that and to give you some insights from what I've experienced about that, and also maybe some advices for your daily life, how to handle this part of yours. The subconscious mind usually is some part of our consciousness that is hidden from us in daily life, because usually our mind is very busy, and it's busy with everything. You wake up in the morning, you get worries, you think about your daily schedule, and bop, you are there in your daily routine of thoughts and behaviors, and you mainly just repeat every day the same the same thoughts, the same feelings, the same behaviors, the same routines. You go get your coffee, and then whatever you do, check your text, and so you mainly stay in a pattern that's quite the same every day. And what happens in your brain then is that your brain actually manifests that neurologically. So you can prove that after some time, mostly in our 30s, if you've done that for many, many years, then your brain gets a fixed structure that symbolizes the way you're living your life. And this is mainly what we have access to from then on. And the more you do that, the less you get glimpses of what is below or behind that. And in some cases, when there had been trauma, this can be brought up to your conscious mind by accident. This can happen sometimes. This happens sometimes to people that come to me. That's like sometimes that's revealed or that's brought up by a re-traumatized, I don't know the English word. If you get re-traumatized, if you get another trauma on top of the one you had maybe in your childhood years, then sometimes you might be able to suddenly remember glimpses of what might have happened to you. And this, for many people, brings up a lot of more questions about what did really happen. Does it relate to my life? Some people even think it didn't really happen to me. And most of you just want to know. So this can be like a doorstep to your deeper levels of awareness, of consciousness. But if this doesn't happen, if you don't get any wake-up call in your life, and you just have this feeling that there might be something more to it, then this may be brought up in a hypnosis session or during meditation. That's why many people, after some time, when they realize that their life is not really changing and they keep on meeting the same people and keep on doing the same mistakes over and over again, then they decide to have a session to just find a new direction in life, or really discover what their true purpose is in life, so that they can really take their life into their own hands. And so now how do we access this part of the mind that seems to be hidden? So this works by slowing your brain waves down. In your normal waking state, you normally have a beta brainwave pattern that is around, I think it's around 13 to 20 hertz wave frequency, wavelength, I guess. And that's our normal waking state. And because everyone is in this state, wherever you go, when you meet your friends and people, normally the waves that we all share just get mixed up and we all somehow vibrate in the same frequency. But when you start meditating, you learn how to slow your brain waves down. Initially you slow them down to alpha, which is a little below beta. And the more you relax, the deeper you relax, the slower these brain waves get. And then your whole body structure starts changing. And also your brain activities changes. Because you start accessing parts of the brain that you normally don't use. This is a very profound process because the moment your brain starts slowing down to theta, then you get access usually to visions, to memories. The same happens a little shortly before you go to sleep. Like when you lay down in bed and you close your eyes, then you normally move directly into alpha. And then after some time, a little before you fall to sleep, you get into theta. Problem is that most people just fall asleep then. Because this slow brainwave state is hard to handle in a way, because most people just fall unconscious and they just don't remember. And so what we will try to do in a session, or maybe you can also try that in meditation, is to slow your brain waves down to access that part of your memory bank in the brain, but not fall asleep. And therefore Dolores Cannon mix it up. Dolores Cannon developed the technique, the QHHT technique, to keep you awake in that state. He like to keep you in that visualizing slower brainwave state without falling asleep. And Dolores Cannon used to say that most people just fall unconscious in that deep theta state. But some beautiful people amongst the QHHT community got the message that nowadays most people don't fall unconscious anymore, because it seems that something has changed in our DNA strings, and something has evolved in there, and that makes us access more easily into these states without getting unconscious, but somehow, being able to stay aware of what you are saying during the session and what you're experiencing during the session, and remember most of it after it. Although I have to say that most people do remember parts of the session, but most of them, after just some hours, they just forget. It just fades away like a dream. And then even like 1 or 2 days later, they start mixing up what they said in the session. And therefore you get a recording. That's very important. You get a recording of the session for you to be able to remember these memories out of your subconscious mind. Because the nature of our reality, the nature of our daily life, is that it just sucks you into that somehow. You get sucked into these, you could say you get sucked into this daily agreement of consciousness, which is beta brainwave state, and the state everyone's in. And by living in these states of reality, you just forget very fast about the insights you had in these deeper levels. So one thing is to access that part of the mind. The other thing is to remember what insights you got. So that's not really so easy. Many people tend to forget. And therefore it's very important to listen to the recording you get in the session, because it helps you to remember. And I really have to say, please, listen to that. Because even if you think you do remember, as I told you, your conscious mind starts mixing that up or changing that into something that your waking mind believes to be more appropriate for you. But that somehow might not always be what's really useful for you to make that big change you need in your life. So the subconscious mind is something that mostly has all the answers to your questions. It's something that has been there with you, but you somehow lost access to it by forgetting and by somehow tuning into some common agreement about reality, which might not really be, which is not the final truth about life. So in a session, we relax deeper and deeper and deeper, and the more deep we go, the clearer you get visions, the clearer you hear. Some people hear things from their subconscious mind. They hear words, and you learn to trust that. You learn to believe in what you hear. Although for some people this might sound weird. Some people, you really get very interesting insights, and you learn to believe that. And there are also different other ways you can access that. Like, I'm a musician, and most musicians really find it very easy, because when you are a musician or you're used to do music, you know how to slow your brainwaves down very easily. This normally happens when you just play continuous rhythmic patterns on a drum, or you sing melodies, especially the Indian melodies I sing are very much, how do you say, they're very useful to slow your brain activity down, to change your brain activity. And therefore there had been holy musicians in the last centuries and all over humanity's history that have been meditating and getting access to their deeper insight levels by making music, very special music. It was not like the daily those pop songs we listen to, although also this kind of music might relax you and might help, but usually it's the more monotonous music which is related to the holy frequency Om, that has the power to slow your brainwaves down and get you into your subconscious brainwave states. And then you can just meditate. And I also suggest for you to use meditation as a form of preparation to your QHHT session, because the easier you have prepared, the easier you can get into that theta state, the more you will get out of your session. Some people just lay down and they're just gone because they're used to slow their brain waves down. And this is this is like a training, the same as you go out and doing athletics, you do sports, you train your muscles. You can just train your brain to slow down and slow the brain waves down and access this deeper levels of of consciousness. And how to meditate, that's a big subject. I might also cover some of this. There are many, many beautiful, useful meditation techniques in the web, and most of them you can just access for free, which I find really nice. And I also offer one meditation on my website, QHHTspirit.com. You can just download that if you like. And I will also share some more with you, because I have experienced very good results with special kind of music. I will share that with you later. And very special also ancient instruments that were used for that purpose. And also very beautiful rhythm patterns you could use. And I will share that. But that's mainly how you can access that part of your brain that seems to be hidden, that seems to be not aware. You might not be aware of that. And in your daily life, as I told you. And from the moment you open the door to that part, it usually stays open. That means that from that moment on, you open the door to a very beautiful and very exciting new world of living, actually. Because the whole world changes from then on. Because you start seeing the hidden meanings. You don't just watch the tree, you start feeling the tree. Some people start talking to trees, listening to what trees have to say. And this is just one example. It's very different for everyone. But the important thing is to open the door and then to step out of what seems to be normal, which is very boring for most of the people that come to such a session. Most of those people are very bored and very much they are hungry for a change. And that is really beautiful, because once you get to that point where you really want to know, then you just open the door and then insights start pouring into your life. And that is the subconscious or the superconscious mind that will from then on start talking to you. Or if you're not someone who gets auditive insights, you might just get very strong emotions that give you insights. Or you might start noticing all these signs you get in your daily life, and this will make a big change for you. This will make a big difference, because you will step out of what other people might have been told you, what life is, and you will start living a miracle in life. You will have access to that hidden, mostly for most people, hidden part of life that is very, very beautiful. And still you will stay grounded, because it will not lift you onto some other planet or into some other weird plane of, many people think that, you will not get lost. No, most people, once they open the door, they just complete what they already have, what they already knew. They just get like a complete being, and they get even more grounded, because now they just feel very confirmed in their intuitions, and also they feel very protected from then on, because they sense that there is so much more to their life, and that there is so much protection, and that there is so much beauty in all of this, that your life will become very profound and very interesting and very beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you got interest in entering the more subtle levels of your mind, the subconscious, or you could also say the superconscious levels, that will show you something that is beyond your normal life, which is very, very exciting. So, see you very soon. Talk to you soon. And whatever you want to know, just leave a comment in the comment box, and I will answer to you as fast as I can. So see you very soon. I am Gita, and bye bye.